For many people struggling to fall asleep, melatonin supplements have become a go-to remedy. They're marketed as a natural solution to restless nights, promising to restore healthy sleep patterns with a simple pill or gummy. But what if the truth is more complicated? What if melatonin isn't fixing your sleep? It's only masking deeper issues. Let's take a closer look at how melatonin actually works in the body, why so many people turn to it, and what you should know before relying on it as your ultimate sleep solution. The story of melatonin starts in the brain, deep in a tiny structure called the pineal gland. Melatonin is a hormone, one of the many chemical messengers that help regulate your body's internal clock. Every evening, as darkness falls, your brain begins to produce more melatonin, signaling to your body that it's time to wind down. This process is part of your circadian rhythm, the natural cycle that governs when you feel alert or sleepy over a 24-hour period. When everything is working as it should, melatonin helps prepare your body for sleep by lowering alertness, dropping your core body temperature, and cueing other hormones that make you feel drowsy. But here's the catch. Melatonin doesn't actually make you fall asleep. It's not a sedative. It's more like a gentle tap on the shoulder, telling your body that bedtime is approaching. The real work of falling and staying asleep involves a complex dance between different brain regions, neurotransmitters, and environmental cues. So where does the idea of taking melatonin supplements come in? For some people, especially those who travel across time zones or work irregular hours, their natural melatonin production can get out of sync with their schedules. Supplemental melatonin can, in some cases, nudge the body's internal clock back on track. It's also sometimes used for certain sleep disorders, like delayed sleep phase syndrome, where a person's biological night starts much later than desired. But in recent years, melatonin has exploded in popularity far beyond these targeted uses. Walk into any pharmacy, and you'll find shelves stocked with melatonin in every form imaginable: pills, gummies, sprays, even teas. Many people now pop melatonin nightly, hoping for a quick fix to stress-induced insomnia, late-night screen time, or just trouble winding down after a busy day. The reality is, for most people, melatonin supplements aren't addressing the root cause of their sleep problems. Instead, they're acting as a mask, covering up symptoms without solving the underlying issues. It's a bit like turning up a white noise machine to drown out the sound of a leaky faucet. You might get some temporary relief, but the real problem still needs fixing. Let's break down why this is the case. One of the most common reasons people struggle to fall asleep is poor sleep hygiene. This includes habits like using screens late at night, drinking caffeine in the afternoon, or sleeping in a room that's too bright or noisy. These factors disrupt your natural circadian rhythm, making it harder for your body to know when it's time to sleep. Melatonin might help you fall asleep a bit faster, but if you're still scrolling through your phone in bed or drinking coffee at 5 p.m., you're not giving your brain the environment it needs to produce sleep naturally. Stress and anxiety are also major culprits in sleep disruption. When your mind is racing with worries or to-do lists, it can be nearly impossible to relax enough to drift off. Melatonin might help you feel drowsy, but it doesn't address the mental chatter keeping you awake. In these cases, techniques like mindfulness meditation, cognitive behavioral therapy for insomnia, or even simple relaxation exercises can be far more effective in the long run. There's also the issue of dosage. The amount of melatonin produced naturally by your body is tiny, usually around 0.1 to 0.3 milligrams per night. Yet many supplements contain doses that are 10, 20, or even 100 times higher than what your body would ever make on its own. This can throw off your internal clock even further, and in some cases lead to next-day grogginess or vivid, unsettling dreams. It's a classic case of more isn't always better. Another important point is that melatonin is not regulated as strictly as prescription medications. In many countries, including the United States, it's sold as a dietary supplement, which means there's no guarantee that what's on the label matches what's in the bottle. Studies have found huge variations in the actual melatonin content of different products, with some containing far more or less than advertised. This lack of consistency can make it hard to know exactly how much you're taking or how it might affect your body. But perhaps the biggest problem with relying on melatonin is that it can create a false sense of security. If you believe that a pill is all you need for a good night's sleep, you might neglect the other factors that are just as important, if not more so. Sleep isn't just about turning off the lights and closing your eyes. It's the result of a complex interplay between your biology, your environment, and your daily habits. So, what should you do if you're struggling with sleep? The first step is to take an honest look at your lifestyle. Are you giving yourself enough time to wind down before bed? Or are you racing from one activity to the next until you finally collapse into bed? Are you exposing yourself to bright screens late at night, which can suppress your body's natural melatonin production and trick your brain into thinking it's still daytime? Are you drinking caffeine or alcohol in the hours before bed, both of which can interfere with the quality of your sleep? Small changes can make a big difference. Try setting a consistent sleep schedule, going to bed and waking up at the same time every day, even on weekends. Create a relaxing bedtime routine that helps signal to your body that it's time to wind down, whether that's reading a book, taking a warm bath, or practicing gentle stretches. Keep your bedroom cool, dark, and quiet, and reserve your bed for sleep and intimacy only, so your brain associates it with rest. If stress or anxiety is keeping you awake, consider incorporating relaxation techniques into your evening routine. Deep breathing exercises, progressive muscle relaxation, or guided imagery can help calm your mind and body. If these strategies aren't enough, or if you suspect you have a more serious sleep disorder like sleep apnea or restless legs syndrome, talk to a healthcare professional. There are effective treatments available, but they often require a more targeted approach than simply taking a supplement. It's also important to recognize that occasional sleepless nights are a normal part of life. Everyone has times when they struggle to fall or stay asleep, whether it's due to stress, travel, or changes in routine. The key is not to panic or reach for a quick fix, but to focus on building healthy habits that support good sleep over the long term. For those who do need melatonin, such as shift workers, frequent travelers, or people with certain circadian rhythm disorders, there's a right way to use it. The goal is to use the lowest effective dose, at the right time of day, to gently shift your internal clock. Timing matters. Taking melatonin too late in the evening or in the middle of the night can actually make things worse. It's best to consult with a sleep specialist who can guide you on the appropriate use for your specific situation. Ultimately, melatonin is just one piece of the puzzle when it comes to sleep. It can be a helpful tool for some people when used correctly, but it's not a magic bullet. Relying on it as your main solution risks masking deeper issues that need attention, whether that's poor sleep hygiene, unmanaged stress, or an underlying medical condition. The next time you reach for a melatonin supplement, pause and ask yourself, what's really behind my trouble sleeping? Am I using this as a crutch, or am I addressing the habits and routines that support healthy sleep? By focusing on the bigger picture and making small, sustainable changes to your lifestyle, you can set yourself up for the kind of restful, restorative sleep that no pill can provide. Remember, good sleep is the foundation of good health. It affects everything from your mood and memory to your immune system and metabolism. Taking the time to understand what your body needs and making changes that respect your natural rhythms is an investment in your long-term well-being. Melatonin can play a role, but it shouldn't be the star of the show. Instead, let it be a supporting character in a much bigger story, one where you take charge of your sleep and, by extension, your life. I'm Dr. Anonymous, faceless, honest, no fluff. Follow me to expose the next health illusion.